For those of you taking the course in Content and English Language Learning, yesterday we talked about planning, and we reviewed what we discussed last week with regard to taking into consideration the educational background of the learners. And we also looked at, actually we summarized our discussion about deep and surface structure with regard to language objectives and how to merge those language objectives with content objectives. Yesterday we talked more specifically about thinking in terms of unit goals. First, determining how long a unit might be. We discussed typically units range from 2 weeks to 4 weeks, and we looked at how we align those unit objectives to a course objective. So again, begin thinking about the course that you might teach in English, and more specifically think about a unit within that course, how long that unit might be. And we also talked about standards, whether standards come from within the institution or these standards come external or outside the institution. Some examples of standards that we discussed: APA standards, ISO standards, basically any criteria that goes beyond just the requirements or criteria that we use to measure or evaluate our students. We looked at standards coming from outside the institution and from within the institution, but apply to different courses or different units. So they're more applicable to different courses, different types of context. We talked yesterday about understandings, and you were given the opportunity to develop some personal understandings based on a particular unit that you had in mind. We also looked at some essential questions. We looked at some good examples yesterday in class from you all about how to develop and think of both understandings and essential questions together. What I'd like to do in the next class on Thursday is to share your final thoughts about understandings and essential questions. If you were not able to attend the class yesterday, feel free to develop some of those understandings and essential questions. And you might benefit by going to YouTube and looking up understandings. This is coming from Wiggins and McTighe's Understanding by Design. And sometimes they're called enduring understandings. Anything that says that it relates to performance tasks, enduring understandings, even 6 facets of understandings, which we haven't gone into yet, but we will. They're all related. They're all coming from the book Understanding by Design, published in 2005 by Wiggins and McTighe. So you might look up what understandings are, but essentially what they are a way that learners think about really the overarching ideas of a particular unit. And we typically begin thinking of understanding by using the prompt, learners will understand that, and then finishing this sentence. So we'll talk more in detail on Thursday about that, and we will also look at how we align understandings and essential questions with more specific types of declarative knowledge or content understandings or content knowledge with the procedural or tacit knowledge that also includes language, and we'll see how we can align all of this. But think in terms of planning, look at the way that we prepare our students based on their backgrounds, and then how we not only take the course objectives, but look at the units and work our way down to the more specific aspects of declarative knowledge and procedural knowledge. This graphic, I hope, helps conceptualize this idea of planning. And feel free to leave comments in the public group in Office 365 if you have comments, concerns, or doubts or questions about what we talked about yesterday and what we'll talk about more in detail on Thursday. We'll also introduce the idea of supplementary materials on Thursday as well. So I look forward to hearing from your comments, and we'll talk again on Thursday about both planning, our understandings and essential questions, and we'll also think about how we go about planning supplementary materials.